some motherfuckers only left 2 rounds when the Emilio plays her tournament, and I have 3.5 points of life. It's still a bad position, but if I won the last 2 rounds, I could end in a good position. So let's see how was the last 2 rounds. Okay, in the 6th round, I repeat with the black pieces against another Spanish player of 2000 rated, and he opens with e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5 again the Spanish opening like in the previous game, a6, bishop a4, knight f6, d3. I faced this move many times in games that I commented in the channel. I have many games analyzed with d3. One in the rapid, not so two in the rapid and blitz world champions in Peru, and I comment that I always used to play bishop c5 first instead of b5. The black idea here was just develop the bishop c5. For that reason, I prefer, if you want to play with d3, play first or castle and later play d3. Now that the bishop is on e7. But okay, the people play strange chess. I don't understand why many of the people play d3 first, allowing black to develop the bishop to c5. But why I didn't see this order is because now we have the option of knight c3, and with knight c3 I don't like so much the pawn on b5. So for that reason, I prefer to just play bishop c5 first, because if he plays knight c3, now I'm going to get the pawn on b7. And some people play c3 thinking that now the bishop could be better on c2, but now this gave me the opportunity of play d5. So for that reason, I used to play bishop c5 first, and here my opponent take on c6. So of course, it's a possibility, but okay, I don't care so much about that. Knight d2. Now he taking two tempos, but in the other hand, my bishop could be a little bit bad on c5. But okay, I don't really care so much about that. Bishop takes, knight d2. And here, okay, I chose short castle with fine. Bishop b6 was the other option, just covering the square c4 for the knight. So just avoiding the jump knight c4. Here, if he goes to b3, bishop b6, or if he goes short castle, now I just can defend the pawn. Knight b3 and bishop b6. So here I just go short castle, knight c4, knight d7 or rook e8, doesn't matter, both moves are common. And now I play f6, typical defense of the e5 pawn, without choose where is going to go the rook, because sometimes the rook go to e8, but sometimes go to f8, to f7, sorry. Okay, bishop e3, and here I play queen e8, who is fine. Rook e8 or b5 was good move too, but I prefer a little bit b5 maybe. But okay, queen e8 was fine. Queen e8, c3. Okay, I finally I should play b5, because if not my opponent is coming with b4. With some trouble for me, I play b5, we move knight a5. Here again, if I didn't take on e3, he's coming with b4, so I take on e3, f8. And here, I don't like the move that I made. That's in my opinion my only mistake in the full game. The rest of the game I really like how I play, but I don't like this move. I play knight c5, but what I don't like of this move is that the c5 square is just for the pawn. This pawn goes here on c5. Yes, I have a pawn majority on the queen side, so I just advance this majority, and this goes for the pawn covering the square default. So that's what I don't like 95, because c5 is just for the pawn. Okay, I play knight c5 because I'm just stopping d4 and I'm defending the move c6. But just better to c5 make the both things, defend c6 and stop d4, and was just better. This is for the pawn. For example, d4 is not possible because I can just take and take on 4. And if he goes with d4, I have knight b6, and if b4 just to d7. So looks like c5 was the move of the position. But okay, knight c5 is not it's not horrible, but I don't like b4, knight a4. Okay, both knights are in the corner, but okay, at least are attacking the sequence, so the knights are not so bad place. But okay, you never like a knight in the corner, of course. Here, the queen b3 was stronger. Those are more logical because you are defending the pawn with a check, bishop b6. But okay, I suppose that my opponent just annoy bishop b6, but here the machine like to play the queen on e3. But okay, this is strange to play with the queen on e3 for waiting. So queen c2 looks more natural. And now I made a very good move, c5, breaking the position. If not, white is coming with d4 now. The idea of queen c2 is defense c3, and defend e4 and king with d4. So for that reason, c5 very good move. Okay, if he wants to take here now, I can my knight come back to the life. So I don't care about that. And he played d4 during the game. I was thinking that here I would have a worse position, but no, the machine says that black is better with c4. I find the best move of the position. But I don't like of c4. This is plain. I'm not sure how to explain that. But I thought that these pawns are strong here because I can never break on c5, who is not really true because in some lights I can be hanging, but I don't know what I don't like this position, but the machine says that black is better. But okay, I evaluate worse about the position, but at least I find the best move, so that's sometimes enough. Not always to evaluate, but just play the best move. Okay, d1, bishop d4, and here my opponent make a unexpected move for me. And after the game, I told him that this was the mistake of the game. He take on d5. Very strange. Of course, his idea is just enter with the rook to d5, but I don't really like because this move first is open the f the f file for my rook, and apart is giving to me the option of play c5. He's losing his two central pawns, and now these pawns are so weak. So okay, you when you make your move, you not only should think about what you win, of course, while win the open d5, but you should think what your opponent is winning. Your opponent is winning a better pawn structure. Your opponent's f5. Now I have the opportunity of play c5. So you should think, okay, you should think what you win with your move, but you should think what your opponent is winning with your fucking move. Rook d5, and now I just win good this game. Bishop f3. Rook takes, and now queen g6, so easy. Rook f8. Now I scare a little bit because during the game because my opponent have the reserves of knight c4 that I completely missed, and the huge problem is that the knight is landing on e5, and I cannot make that because she have rook d8. So, but okay, I find the best solution. Just take on c4 and rook f3, and his only move is just rook here, and now he have no checks with the queen. And I attacking on e4, so he should defend with queen c2, and now queen g4, very good move. Enter on f3, and he have no good responses. Of course, this queen g2 doesn't work because I can just give check, 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 and take the pawn. So as for example, maybe the queen's endgame was could be winning too, but okay, this is not so clear. I was thinking only about just taking this pawn. For that reason, white black is just completely winning. And my opponent goes to trade queen, but I play king e7. He have no checks. Let's see how strong was my queen, because his queen with my open king, he has zero checks, and he tried the king second, but it just completely lost him. I was thinking about e4, but I don't want to close the position like this, so I just play king e6 because e4 I can enter to g5 with the king, e4 king g5, a4, and I just play the most solid move c6. Of course, it's not necessary because I can just go to f4 and if b5, I just have a5, and if a5 followed by attacking b5, I just have c6. So was not necessary, but okay, I just decided to defend everything and later go to king f4 and here my opponent resign. I really like this game, and apart I have one important move to learn about that, who is this moment. That's a good moment to learn because that's my only mistake of the game. Who is c5? It was always better play the pawn on c5 than the knight. So okay, after the round I have 4.5 point of 6. No, sorry, 4.5 of 6. It's not a bad result, and I I reached the last round with good option of reach good money. So let's see how goes the last round. Bye bye, my packers.